Well, Ina, Angie and I come from the school of picture says 1,000 words. So we're we're trying to uh, minimize the verbiage that we've had in newsletters in the past and
Hmm.
try to be more interactive and colorful and pictures and what have you. But I appreciate you getting on with us today, and we're this will be more of a conversation between you and me than an interview. Okay, so
Oh, thank
uh,
you for taking the time. Yes,
absolutely,
it's been
my
awesome.
absolute
Thank you.
pleasure.
Huge honor. No, really, huge honor.
Yeah.
I still don't think it really kind of, maybe I still don't know what that really means to receive this award because I think it's a big deal, but it's very humbling. Thank you.
You are most welcome and most deserving, Ina. So congratulations from my
Thank
end
you.
and all of us in ACAMIS for being the recipient of such a prestigious award
Oh,
because it
thank you.
really reflects all of the values and that Tom Ulmet exhibited during his tenure with ACAMIS. So we're really very pleased to have
Thank
presented
you.
this
Thank you.
award to you, and most importantly, it was interesting to see the surprise look on your face when we presented that award, and
Listen, Larry, I was going through photos hoping there'd be at least one decent shot of my face, and I couldn't find one. It was absolutely embarrassing the way I look at every single photo. I said, couldn't somebody tell me to close my mouth and look at the
yeah,
camera? Uh, it was horrible. So I
well,
came to work. I said, somebody take a photo of me where I look decent, please.
well, Sam and I were in on the conspiracy, and I don't know what made me tell her, but
Thank you.
I had a feeling that I should tell somebody that you were selected, and I just happened to sort of bump into her at one of the sessions. I said, Sam, I've got some secret news for you. And she said, my lips are sealed. And then she said, when you started to balk about coming in for the second day's opening session, she panicked a little bit. But boy, she really came through.
Exactly. She panicked a little bit because, yeah, we were planning on having coffee.
So, you've had a very illustrious and varied career, and congratulations on that. You've served not only at Xiamen for the past 5 years, one of which was, I guess, as an elementary principal, and these past four and change have been the head. But you've also had experiences in other countries,
Yes.
Asuncion and in Paraguay, and
Yes.
also in the U.S., where you served as an elementary principal. So you've had some really terrific and varied experiences. And I guess my question to you is this: when you came into this role, having been an elementary principal for your career, and then someone said, "Look, we'd like you to oversee this whole thing,"
Mhm.
which is a considerable leap because
Yes.
I leaped as well in my past, where you're a principal, you have a group of staff, but you don't have a board and you don't have a lot of audiences to. And so, how did that transition go for you? From having been an elementary principal, Xiamen, and somebody said to you, I guess the board president, the owner, said, "Look,
Yeah.
we'd like you to serve." How did that transition go for you that first year?
When yeah, so this is end of my year 6 at our school,
Year six.
which really unbelievable because everything, it's a real thing. It feels like I just arrived, but at the same time, it feels like I've been here forever, right?
Yeah.
Because time flies. It's true. Um, well, of course, it was very complimentary. Surprise! I was very surprised, yes, because I arrived to in a different role. And still remember thinking that, again, Xiamen International School was what I was looking for. As you know, job search is always very stressful. I don't know anybody who is enjoying interviewing and just hunting for jobs. I know it's doesn't matter which role, it is very stressful.
Right.
So as I just was settling in into my elementary role, getting to know everyone, was that first year. It was wonderful. It really was wonderful. I felt so happy. Most importantly, I felt very lucky to work with an amazing elementary team. It was just a perfect match. I
Hmm.
think people that meet that perfect match are very lucky people, right?
Sure.
Because then it doesn't become a job, it becomes a
Yes.
lifestyle. And that's what
Yes.
it is for me. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, and then towards the end of the year, they asked me, what do you think, would you consider? And I said, well, anything that school needs, of course. But you get a little bit of, that's a big leap.
Mm.
As assistant principal, that you have your principal to rely on. As a
Right.
principal, you have your head of school to
Mm.
rely on. You have always someone to go and ask for advice, and someone who is going to be there for you, basically supporting you. And then suddenly,
Yes.
as the head of school, it's like the buck stops with you, right? Now you are
Right.
the person that eventually things get to you. But
Exactly.
I think the most important is that having that right team. And I have that amazing team that we always talk. I mean, 6 years, but it's the same theme. We are one team. We have same vision. When you have the same vision, really wasn't a big problem. It was very easy transition, very smooth transition, because we all knew where we want school to be, where we want to head as a team, as a community. When you when you're on the same page with people that you work with, it's quite smooth. Without Not without any problems, but it's smooth
Mm.
transition because
Mm.
you're like-minded people.
Yes, and I sense, in our meeting the last time we met, that you are really someone who is focused on building a sense of community, an inclusive sense of community, and why is that important to you? And did you have an uphill climb trying to establish that in the early going?
You know, Again, it seems like COVID was such a long time ago, and I'm sure we're all
Mm.
tired of talking about COVID. But
Yeah.
because I am, again, finishing my year 6 now, COVID is part of my life here at the school.
Hmm.
So it's not where I had COVID, went to another school. This is still part of this. Um, and not just COVID, we also had the transition, me coming in from elementary principal to the headship position. So regardless, easy or not, you're new in your role, and it is your
Hmm.
job to make sure the transition is smooth. And no matter how smooth or hard it is, I always believe our community doesn't need to feel the effects of, oh, how hard this might be, COVID or transition. So I always felt that it is my job to bear the hardship, but for community to thrive. Because again, uh, kids come to school, they don't need to see anything but, I believe, positive attitude, because our job is our kids. We're here
Yes.
because of the kids. It's very
Yes.
simple.
Mm.
Our job is to serve our clients, our students.
Yes.
So of course it was important for me to make sure that I build a community that now
Mm.
made me part of their community. It's not easy in any relationship, Larry. Doesn't matter if it's a school, business, now that I have expertise in other business areas. It's establishing a trust.
Yeah.
We've heard it over and over for all the different talks. You can't just tell people, oh, just trust me, and they
Mm.
trust you. They don't. You have to walk the talk. So I
Exactly.
think that was the beginning of, what do I need to do to make sure that our school community feels that we're one united team? Because if we
Hmm.
don't have all of us together, how can we move and continue to move our school forward? So I think that started just having conversation with parents, teachers, all of our community, spending time of listening.
Mm.
Listening is good, but you also need to hear people.
Sure.
So I'm hearing, what is the school was established, right? We're almost 30 years now. So I was, what, when I started school would be in about, what, 24, 23 years old.
Hmm.
Um, it could run itself. Always, any organization can run itself,
Hmm.
but run itself efficiently and was,
Mm.
I think, flourish is the word. We wanted to, to be the best we can be, because our kids deserve it. So
Excellent.
listening, talking with, spending lots of time with our parents, listening to their experiences, because many of their kids begin at pre-K and graduate here. It's at the same time, it's very simple. We work with people, right?
Mhm.
So it is simple. Spend time talking to people, problem solve together. Doesn't mean we say yes to everything,
Yeah.
and our
Yeah.
parents know that. But if there is an issue, or if there's a dream, or if there's a vision, how can we make sure that this vision or a challenge is something we can work through together? And I think that's what this community is very strong at. And that's why I keep presenting at ACAMIS our initiatives, our mentoring, our rebranding of the
Mm.
school, building community pride, is that one vision where
Mhm.
we're honest with each other, we're
Yeah.
transparent. Again, it's very simple. Well,
Yeah.
it really is simple. Just talk with people. We're
Mhm.
humans. We can resolve anything, but it's not
Yeah.
about a conflict always. It's nothing to do with
Yeah.
conflict. It's about
Yeah.
moving forward and being
Yeah.
happy, live in harmony. You know, in China, word
Right.
harmony is very important, and I see
Yes.
why.
Yes.
Live in
Yeah.
harmony.
Yeah. I mean, listening is sometimes an undervalued skill, in the sense that, sometimes we listen and we don't hear. You listen and hear, and you do what you say you're going to do. And I think that's the piece that built the trust, right? At your school.
I hope so. Exactly. I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah.
If we say we're going to do something,
Yeah.
we're going to do something. Or
Yeah.
if we can't do something, we explain why something is not
Mm.
possible, or maybe it's a future project. Everything has a solution. And what I always hope anytime, we have new faculty joining us, is that people come to us with solution-oriented mindset. When you
Mm.
have solution-oriented mindset, everything is possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For
And
sure.
who has
Y-
time for brewing negativity? I think that's the
Yes.
biggest thing and I think I was just blessed by nature that, I always try to find positives in
Mm.
everything, because we don't have time for negative. We really don't have time. Our jobs are so busy.
Yeah, negativity weighs heavily on the soul, right? So
Yes.
why not be positive with things? You have a unique skill set with respect to your languages. You have three, I assume, Russian, Spanish, and English, and
And now
I'm
learning Mandarin.
you are good for you.
It's
Uh,
hard. It's so
how come
hard,
I'm
but
not
I'm
surprised
trying.
by that? I'm not surprised at all. How has your facility with languages helped you as a leader to build, let's say, an inclusive community? And you know who I'm talking about, the EAL children, the learning support, the children who feel disconnected sometimes. How has your language skills helped you?
Well, I think the most important thing that we can do, first of all, is to definitely have that desire to learn another language, because regardless of speaking the language, even if you don't progress into the fluency, it's learning about the culture of the language
Mm.
that they're learning. I think that is the most incredible gift that you can give yourself. um, I just find myself very lucky, that I speak multiple languages, because as you acquire languages, I remember sitting in the university when my major was Spanish with, elementary education. I've learned so much about
Mm.
different Spanish speaking countries. It was fascinating. It's amazing. You meet different people, you learn incredible things. So I think, to me, regardless of fluency, it's the understanding of the culture. And I think that's what makes us very, I guess, moldable into any school setting, any culture, because you understand that people are people. We all
Mhm.
come with really similar issues. We all want our kids to be happy.
Mm. Mm.
We want to do best for our families. And that, I think, is the gift of being either multilingual or bilingual, or however many, what a polyglot is, right? That ability to relate to other cultures and understand where people come from. So yeah,
Excellent.
I'm putting a set aside of the speaking ability. I'm thinking understanding the cultures. That's what I think I found that is a blessing, that I chose that path of speaking different languages.
Yeah.
So when
Uh,
people come to us from different backgrounds, of course, I can
mm,
welcome them in 3 different languages, and it is very convenient when people come to us, and my admissions will say, "I think they speak Russian on the phone. Can you come?" And I've done it a couple times. It was very nice. They feel comfortable, and we're
sure.
able to greet the families. Or
Yeah.
same thing with Spanish language. Oh, you speak Spanish, and we'll switch to Spanish. Wonderful. But the most importantly, understanding where people come from, and we're people. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the beauty.
Yeah, yeah, understanding and accepting and celebrating differences and cultures, so important to the sense of community at a school, huh?
Absolutely. And yeah, it's been amazing. Forget about,
Yeah.
like you said, food and food, culture, conversations, all of those items bring people together.
For sure. Speaking of gift, you mentioned the word gift a moment ago, and you gave me a beautiful gift, and it was a book called "Good Job Flip." And I think I shared with you that it's my granddaughter's favorite book.
You do. Did I give you the second one?
I don't think you
Okay,
had the second one. I'm not sure.
I'll bring
But
it next time.
she just enjoys that book. And I said, look, it's one of my colleagues in one of the schools. She wrote this book. She did, so she was really impressed, and so am I, in the sense that you not only have taken the time to write a book, but you modeled literacy for your teachers, for your parents, for your children. Why is that important to you?
Well, what is important to me? Number one, I definitely learned a very big lesson. Writing is tough. When I say
Yeah.
writing books is not easy. Oh, I didn't realize that, you read children's books and they're so adorable, but to write in a child-friendly language where it's
Yeah.
accessible to kids, that took
Hmm.
me some time. And so I definitely respect all the authors of children books. It's not that easy. Oh, it's
Yeah.
important because I think kids see Miss Ina and they know Miss Ina wrote this book, or Miss Ina, how is our flip doing in our aquarium? They see that even though Miss Ina is not in elementary school or secondary school, she's still trying to do something that is out of her comfort zone. And we talked to kids about this. They interviewed me. We ask kids to write their own stories, to persevere. It's, again, leading by example. Try something new that
Yeah.
might not be easy. And I don't think
Yeah.
I'll continue to write books. I don't think this is something that I believe I'm so wonderful at, but I did it for a couple of things. Number one, that's a great story. It's based on a true story of our fish that was really trying so hard to get that food flake and accomplished within 6 months. True story. And it's dedicated to the school that hosts all the beautiful opportunities for everyone. So the
Nice.
second book was written about a turtle that lives in our pond. His name is
Okay.
Chill, and he has friends, the fish, the butterfly. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different message. It's also catered to lower elementary kids. Again, so I was thinking, the language, grade
Yes.
3
Yes.
or grade 1. So I've learned a lot about that as well, and different illustration types. It was fun. So I'll send it to you as well. But yeah, it's to do something that you have never done before. And I did enjoy it a lot. I did enjoy it, even though it was not easy.
Well, it speaks to the issue of writing, a written expression, and its challenges for children and adults at every age. And you've gone down that journey. You know that it's difficult, and you know that you've had writer's block, and you know that sometimes there were like, what am I going to write about next? How am I going to portray that thought? So that this helps you, I would think, with your children, your students, and trying to inspire them to be the best version of their written selves.
And it gives them the opportunity, I think, most
Yeah.
importantly, to know that, again, that they know me, that, the head of school is, I often forget that I'm head of school. Sometimes people remind me, I'm like, oh, that I really just think of myself as Miss Ina.
Mm.
So for kids to be able to know that I'm approachable, we can talk about
Yes.
books, we can talk about traveling with
Yes.
ACAMIS. Again, again, that's the beauty of our job, that we can do that if we just leave the office and forget our titles.
For sure. How did your staff react to this award when you came back? And I'm sure you didn't announce it, but the word, I'm sure, spread like wildfire that you've been the recipient of this. What was your staff's reaction and your parent community?
Again, so humbling. They're so proud of. I mean, they're very proud of it. Very positive. It's been very. It's a first thing that it's. I mean, it's a big deal to me. It's a very big deal. It's something that I will never take for granted. It's very humbling. I keep using the same word, but I don't. I think that's how it represents it. Very positive. Oh my gosh! I told you before. Our parents, right? They're absolutely the best. They I think to them, it means even bigger than to me. They are so proud of their school head. They're so proud of their school. You saw the cake. They made a cake. They surprised me. Um, we had I started doing, this is second year that I'm doing mid-year update to our families, where I
Hmm.
talk about accomplishments, initiatives,
Hmm.
just an open, again,
Sure.
transparency with them.
Yeah.
And last year I had a cake, our XIS cake, and this year I ordered one too. Well, they already talked behind the scene with each other. They said we can't have the cake that Ina ordered. We have to roll in the cake that we ordered to surprise her. They're so proud.
Yeah.
They're so complimentary, because I think, and I represent the school. So to them,
Yes.
the award represents who we are, not Ina,
Yes.
because again, the award represents our school, not necessarily just Ina Klein. That's how I take it. That
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
earned it together as a team. It's not that I've earned it alone.
See, that speaks so much about you, that you're selfless and you spread the wealth of the recognition. But it's really you that earned this award, so that's a
It's
good thing.
amazing. It's
Yeah.
really amazing, and
Yeah.
they're still celebrating it. I know they're framing it right now to put on the wall. It's amazing to see how we're like busy
Yeah.
bees here together, and it's truly
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
we're like a beehive. We travel together.
Things aren't always easy, as you mentioned, as a head of school. There are challenges, and I given you a few advanced, questions to think about challenges. And what was, the greatest challenge for you, whether it was, the COVID experience or something that you encountered along the way. What would you cite as your greatest challenge, and how did you face it? How did you overcome it?
I think our jobs in general probably presents ongoing challenges. I don't think it's one challenge, right? It's the challenge is being ready for anything that comes your way at any
Hmm.
point of time. I
Yeah.
think that's where and I think head of schools, be ready, because you never know when and what is coming your way, but how you
Hmm.
take it when it comes your way, I think is very important. What is that face that you're going to put on when challenges come your way? Of course, yes, again, I am tired of talking about COVID, because again, how much can we use COVID as an example? But again, I lived through COVID here. Of course, as many schools, we had to deal with enrollment, making sure that enrollment is stable. And I can proudly say that, and our school is growing. Our
Hmm.
school has grown in enrollment. We continue to grow, which is something I think our school should be very proud of in times
Yes.
that
Yes.
some, have major obstacles. But I think it goes for, again, having that one vision, working together, not
Hmm.
just me alone. It's working together as a team. I think it's very, very important.
Yeah.
Or just a second, Doctor, I'm interviewing. I'll be with you. It's I'm wonderful, Doctor Who. Um, so being ready for challenges. I can't really tell you one, because you never know. There are different things that come our way. So I always try to sit back, breathe, don't react,
Mm.
right? Always kind of be a couple steps ahead of things. And it does get easier the more you do it. That's one
Yeah.
advice that I give to,
Mm.
aspiring leaders, that I can teach you all you want. I give you many examples, but the more you do something, just like sport or like
Yeah.
playing an instrument, the more you
Hmm.
practice your craft,
Yeah.
it will get easier at being composed, graceful, taking things as they come to you, and it's never usually personal. It's bigger than you, but how you react, that's what people I think see and value, that reaction to problems.
Yeah.
I always felt that my job, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, it's just my personality, but my job is making sure that people that work with me, I hate the phrase working for me, because nobody's working for me, they're working with me.
Yes.
The people that work with me feel safe. They know that will take care of us. That the safety net, I'm their buffer. And
Mm.
I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's a personal feeling that I always have. I need to make sure I take people
Sure.
that I care for. I took it that test many years ago, who you are as a leader, and then clearly I'm a servant leader, because I always believe it's my job to
Yeah.
take care of everyone and everyone's needs. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing. Those are challenges,
Mm.
is that how you handle those challenging
Sure. Sure.
situations.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a long answer, Larry, if I
No,
kind
no,
of
no,
drifted
it's
away.
fine. You did great. And looking back at the pandemic without belaboring the points, some heads did a better job than others, especially with respect to remote learning. And some heads did a great job helping teachers pivot to online instruction. Others not so great. And how did you fare with that element? Because that could be a flashpoint in your community.
Well, I came during a transition point already. COVID was
Mm,
here already, and I was transitioning on my elementary role. Overall, I'm sure, like everybody else, there are bumps in our way, but I think the ability to quickly identify that how we need to learn what Zoom is, what this
mm.
is, I think quite quickly the whole world became very good
Yes.
using technology.
Mm,
Prior to that, really, I didn't know what Zoom was. We didn't need to use this. Now we're all becoming experts in setting up
right.
online meetings. And
Yeah.
so I think, yeah, everybody has bumps, but we've handled it, I think. Oh, this doesn't work. Let's try something new. Oh, this didn't work. Make sure we're doing this. Because again, I think knowing that we owe this to our community, to our little kids that are online, and it's not easy to be online. How can we make it user friendly? How do we make sure they're not bored? How do we make it interactive? We were problem solving. We're learning together.
For
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Yeah, I think you shared with me, I guess, during my visit with you that your job is sometimes characterized as 24/7. What
Yes. My
what
own
does
fault. I think it's my own fault.
can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, it's actually the saying started during COVID, when you never know when you would receive a phone call saying, tomorrow we need to do this testing, or
Mm,
we need to send this notice. So I told my team that call me anytime. I'm available 24/7. Sometimes we can delay and wait until 8 o'clock in the morning. We need to be ahead of things, ahead of news, so that again, when our parents and kids wake up, we're ready for whatever comes our way. So that kind of saying started, we can call in anytime. And they knew that if I don't answer my phone, if I'm sleeping, my husband will have his ringer on and he will wake me up. And that
hmm
actually happened many times. I received phone call at 1 in the morning, at 2 in the morning, because
mm,
news were coming in, like tomorrow we can't open it. I mean, there were different things. I
hmm
really we're trying to forget all that. But that started back then. And my job is a lifestyle that I choose, right? I
Yes.
really like what I do. I love my job with all the challenges, and mostly it's all the positives, even challenges. We learn so much through challenges, I think. I mean, we just become wiser and wiser. Maybe it's age, I don't know. Uh, uh, Everything is an opportunity to learn from.
Mm,
Everything is an opportunity, because
yeah.
next time it comes your way, you know how to handle it. So I think that 24/7 is, again, nobody's making me to work, but I really enjoy on Saturdays, Sundays. I know this weekend I have soccer I'm going to watch. And when you love what you do, it's easy to be 24/7, because my job is also my hobby. It
hmm
is. So
That's a
that's
good
how
way
I'm
to put
known
it.
for
Yeah.
24/7, because they know I'm not going to be bothered if you call me, if you need
hmm
me. I enjoy it. I really do.
Excellent. I'm going to read something and ask you to just respond to this. The Leadership Award emphasizes resilience and adaptability. Can you share a moment when you had to lead through adversity? And I think you've cited some ways, but is there a moment? Enrollment declines? Was there something that
Well, it's a good question. And I think it's probably would be the transition into headship, right? You
okay,
needed to make
okay,
sure that staff, faculty, they knew that transition will be smooth so that there's no interruption in
yes,
school functionality.
hmm
In what we did to make sure that it's really well-oiled machine
hmm
enrollment, making sure that we are stable. And again, I'm working so hard. And again, I think our school's reputation definitely helps with who we are, and people wanted to be part of that amazing community. And I think that's why our enrollment is the way it is. They want to be part of this team. We're not working
yes,
in silos. Like the people know who we are. Again, if you see us at ACAMIS, you'll know my parents. There's 20 or 25 of them all wearing same t-shirts and screaming "Go Dolphins." You know
yeah,
us. We travel as a
yeah,
pack. Probably establishing my during beginning of times, establishing who I am as a person to make sure that I know I am number one, I'm a person, and I walk the talk. You know, if I expect you to be at work on time, I probably should be the first one in the building. I
hmm
believe that personally. And if I expect you to be here on time at the end of the day, I probably should be the last one
yeah,
in
hmm
the building.
yeah,
But the biggest thing I have to go back, it's how do you react to anything that comes your way? What is your reaction?
hmm
I think that's going to continue. So it's
yeah,
not one necessarily biggest challenge.
good.
There are always challenges. So it's how you react to them is the biggest thing.
Yeah, again, I think I may have asked you this back in the fall. What are you most proud of during this almost 5 year tenure? What are you really very proud of that stands above the rest?
Community, our
I mean,
wonderful community. I think it stands above
mm-hmm.
amazing community. I know I shared it with you. It's just,
Yeah.
it's quite an unusual thing to have what we have here. But again, this is not something that just given to you. It is earned. It is earned through working together, through
Yeah,
being honest with each other. And I think from people knowing that you want what's best for their kids.
sure, sure.
Again, it's very simple. It really is simple.
hmm Good for you.
There's no secrets about it. Simple. You just they need to believe, people need to believe
Mm.
that you're going to be there for their kids, for that you lead with sincerity, I think is very important. That you're sincere, you're an honest person.
Thank you. Thank you. Last question for you. What would you say? What advice would you give to aspiring leaders? I'm sure there's probably people have asked you this, or maybe some folks in your school that are thinking about leadership roles. What would you say in terms of advice to help them lead with courage and integrity?
I think don't waver on your principles is
Yeah.
very important.
Mm-hmm.
Super important. I was thinking about that also. Like what don't lose your integrity. You
Mm-hmm.
know, stick to your beliefs, know who you are. Once you waver on your principles, I think your vision is gone,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have a vision, you don't have a direction. I think it's so
Mm-hmm.
important. Vision, direction, integrity, principles, morals. I always, share that when it's dark, when it's night, and you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, for example, you do know what kind of job that you do. You don't need anybody to tell you, provide feedback. You know what you've done. You know what you do, what you're going to do. You are your biggest judge. We
Yeah.
know. You really don't need, how did I do today? You know how you did today. You are your
Yeah.
biggest judge, and you know what you're capable of and where you should be. So I think when you wake up at 3 in the morning, you feeling okay? All right, then you can go back to sleep. That's
Well,
kind of my principle.
Coincidentally, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning today because I'm still dealing a little bit with jet lag coming in. So,
Unfortunately, I wake up 2, 3 in the morning quite often.
do
Yes,
you?
unfortunately, but it's probably also part of our job. And you start
Yes,
thinking work, and the first thing I
yes,
think, do not pick
yeah,
up your phone. Don't check your
yeah,
messages. Don't do it because again, so I really have to train myself. And I've been very good. I wake up at 2 in the morning. I might lay there, but I've been very disciplined of not picking up that phone and not starting that mind because it's also unhealthy. It is. You need to take care of yourself.
yes,
Another, I think, advice is definitely get in touch, rely on your other heads of schools, or if you're aspiring leader, connect with head of school, this mentorship program, mentoring, call someone who is in the same position. It's only one of us per school. It is a lonely world, as they say, administration is a lonely
for
world.
sure,
It
for
is
sure.
with its
Yeah.
perks and not, but it's
Mm-hmm.
very lonely. So I think
Mm-hmm.
rely on help. Don't be afraid to say, hey, let's talk. I've done it. When I got this job, I remember receiving an email from ACAMIS, from Bill Elman, and he says, Ina, I am your mentor from ACAMIS. How are you? It was so amazing. And to this
Yeah.
day, I'm thankful to Bill. Well, first of all, great friendship, right? Forms through that.
Oh,
And I know
good,
I can
good.
call Bill anytime if I need to chat, to ask for his input, his feedback. But I think rely on someone
Uh,
from our ACAMIS group to support you, to lead you, or just to listen. I think
Terrific,
it's a
terrific.
huge, huge help. It
Yeah,
definitely helped me my first year
yeah.
a lot.
Well, terrific, terrific. Well, look, I have some good news and bad news for you.
Let's go.
The good news is that we're going to ask you to present this award at next year's
Yeah,
leadership conference
I-
in
I'll be
Wellington,
there.
Shanghai. And the bad news is you're going to have to be there on day two in the morning, in the
That's
morning
right.
to do that.
I normally am there. Normally, I'm always
Yes,
there.
yes.
Of course, that'd be exciting to do that. Yes.
That's excellent. Well, Ina,
Awesome.
it has really been such a pleasure to talk with you and to hear your thoughts and viewpoints about leadership and what this award has meant to you. And we're going to do our very best to publicize and promote the award in a way that's reflective of what you stand for. So thank you for your time today.
Oh, honestly, it's so amazing. It's unbelievable. It's so humbling and very kind of ACAMIS. Thank you. And I think on behalf of our whole community, if they all could be here, they would be telling you how excited they are. And they're so proud of our school.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
I,
so
I
proud of our school. We were the founding ACAMIS school. I think we've talked about it. We were the
yeah,
first 6 schools in ACAMIS
yeah,
that founded. So
yes,
it's an
for sure.
amazing thing, I think, for our school to get the award because, again,
Hmm.
we're part of ACAMIS.